Now they begging for a fight. Now they want to fight me now. I don't sell, so there's no need for you to even mention my name no more. Don't say Terence Crawford.
But in the same token, Jaron Ennis had a
Cause he a hater.
Nah, you think so? You think he had something to do with it?
Hater. Cause he a hater.
Crawford has promised a knockout at a recent live show, and Anna has called him out many times. After Crawford beat Canelo, Boots made it clear that he wasn't happy, and he's kept that attitude with him in every fight since. Boots says that Crawford did not pass the tests to become one of the best boxers of all time. When asked if Crawford was now a great fighter, he gave the examples of Roy Jones Jr., Floyd Mayweather, Pernell Whitaker, and Sugar Ray Leonard. He puts these guys at the top of the list after looking at them. Because of that comment, Crawford isn't good enough. A lot of pros have called him a hater and given strong reasons for this to be the next fight.
But don't lie or kept to the net and make it seem like I had the opportunity to fight you and I didn't. I never did. You know what I'm saying? And then that one time that I did, we said they called and we said we never heard nothing else back about it. So right. I mean, I respect it though. I mean, get your money. You know what I'm saying? Do your thing, but don't be capping on the net.
Boots didn't give Crawford a lot of praise after he beat Canelo in one of his most important fights. In fact, his first response was quick and strong. Even though he said it was a great win, he later made another movie in which he said he had passed out during the battle.
Come on, man. Boots had a chance to fight me. Virgil Ortiz had an opportunity to fight me, but now everybody, I fight Terence, I'm this, I'm that. I'm like, okay, cool. When y'all had y'all opportunity, y'all went elsewhere. But now that y'all see I'm the ticket, now y'all like, oh yeah, we want to fight Terence Crawford. We want Terence.
A lot of people took that as an insult, but Ennis has always used Crawford's name in that way. He doesn't want it to look like he's trying to get close to him by being nice. It's important for him to look like the hungry warrior who can see right through Crawford. He also wants people to know that he doesn't think Crawford is safe.
That makes a whole lot of sense. And the fight that stylistically would be, oh my goodness, is a fight between Terence Crawford and Jaron Boots Ennis.
Ooh, I think that's going backwards for Terence.
To that point, Jaron doesn't have the kind of accolades. He doesn't sell to the mass and all these. So this fight was perfect timing for both these guys.
It's interesting that Crawford turned down Ennis's offer to fight. I asked Crawford if he would fight Boots at 154 after Canelo's win, and he said no. He wasn't going down and wouldn't fight Ennis. That answer made Boots even more angry because it lets him point at Crawford and say that he is trying to avoid the baby lion. Crawford says he has a 40-0 record. But Boots hasn't lost and is still on track to win. Annie gets the senior's clear message that he won't fight the next generation and reacts to it.
He didn't see him go to another level yet. He just went to a little bit. He got so much more in his bag, man.
Can you explain what you mean by another level?
Another level when somebody gonna give him a real hard fight.
Yeah.
He made that fight look easy.
It definitely did.
You know what I mean? And that's what I'm talking about. You want to see him into a real tough fight, then you're gonna see something else come out of him.
Okay, since you're speaking on tough fights, I did an interview with Eddie Hearn.
Both of these guys were in the right frame of mind for this fight. After all of this back and forth, Eddie Hearn put more pressure on himself by calling Ennis the new Crawford and saying he wants to match the two to show it. Hearn has also said that getting Crawford to agree to the fight would cost a lot of money because he knows how risky it is. Boots has been on his own path lately. If Crawford really thinks he is the best, he shouldn't be scared of Ennis.
Like watching now. Terence Crawford, one of my favorites to watch now. I love Terence Crawford, and I like to watch NUA too. NUA can fight. And you know who else I like to watch though? I like to watch Boots.
Oh, okay.
Boots, I love watching Boots. Boots got game. People don't understand Boots got game. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Boots, every now and then he messes on defense a little bit, but Boots got game.
Boots versus Terence Crawford.
Now, Boots hasn't proven himself enough to tell me for me to say that he gonna beat Terence Crawford because Terence Crawford.
But Hearn's thoughts come from what everyone can see. Canelo was older and not at his best when Crawford beat him, but it was still his biggest win, and it looked like the fight was more of a practice match than a real test. Etta says Boots is not like other people. He is young, full of energy, and quick. A lot of years have passed, but he's still not steady. He can't run around the ring 12 times and still win on a close card. Hearn and Andes think they can stop him by cutting the ring.
Crawford says, you know, show me the money. And I'm like, well, Crawford, you're the A side. You're supposed to show Boots Ennis the money. That's the funny part about it. You keep telling Ennis to go get the money. You go get the money. You're the A side. Ain't that how this works? In boxing, the A side is the one.
Crawford's coach, Bernard Davis, has also said that Boots is still learning. Davis told me that Ennis has fought more than 30 times, but hasn't faced a truly great opponent yet. He said that the last people who beat Boot were not at the top of the food chain. He also told him that when breaking marks, he should fight real people instead of weaker opponents. The insult to Boots was meant to honor Crawford's memory. However, Crawford's job at age 28 was almost the same, which caused more problems.
What's the fight, or who's the dance partner that makes Boots a star?
Right now, I don't even know anybody, for real, you know, and anybody that got a big name.
Got you. Got you. But there's no exact guy that you think about? Because I don't want to ask you, hey, this guy, that guy. I know you get those questions a lot. So if you had to say, hey, this is the guy I think, you know, we would have a big fight, who would it be? Because it doesn't seem like the Crawford fight would happen. So what's that dance partner?
When you fight, an Asai is the one. He was fighting old people who were past their best. He has fought Ricky Burns, Ray Beltran, Yuriorkis Gamboa, and Brytus Prescott, just like Andes. Victor Postal wasn't his real name until he was 29 years old. This claim by Crawford's side that Ennis hasn't fought anyone is funny, which is why Boots keeps hitting back with confidence.
Sparred over a decade ago, no one's been a bigger Terence Crawford believer than Tim Bradley.
Right.
And so Tim still picks Terence to beat Boots, still picks Terence to beat Canelo, but as he continues to assess things, and this is how I've felt for a while, is that it's a little similar, not quite all the way the same, but it's a little similar to the Canelo.
Boots doesn't just believe what Crawford's team says about his past. The way he frames the whole thing makes his points more clear. He shows the difference between recognizing a good winner and recognizing brilliance by leaving Crawford off his list of greats. He showed what he thought about real ability. Because they were fast, strong, and could face big fighters, he liked Roy Jones, Floyd, Pernell, and Leonard. Anyway, he doesn't see the same traits in Crawford other than that. He doesn't think that beating an older Canelo or Madrimov will put him in that group either.
Crawford against Jaron Ennis, for me, is the best fight in American boxing. But it needs to be a payday for Crawford that would get him interested, because Crawford knows how good Boots is. And I'm not saying that Crawford thinks he's going to lose to Boots, but he knows that is...
Turki Alalsha gives Crawford money and has spent a lot of money to make the sport more well-known. Putting him up against Boots could go horribly wrong, because if Crawford loses, the whole plan falls apart. Now, Hearn doesn't know if Turki will even let the fight happen.
But look, the thing about Boots is he's staying in there. Oh, no. Taking it up the gears. Nice.
Oh, what a... That's what you do. They both were willing to get hit to hit.
He said that Crawford's fight with Canelo was like cleaning up an old temple. It looked like gold, but it was really just smoke and mirrors. Boots, on the other hand, is a real test, and Crawford would need a strong reason to even think about it. That tells you what experts think of Andes. They know that he's dangerous. They are sure he can beat Crawford, and that fight could throw off the balance of the sport in the US.
End of the day, y'all gonna have to see Boots. And we can't wait. I can't wait.
Why you rubbing your stomach,
dog? I'm gonna be right there.
You get to 154, you ain't coming the fuck back down.
That's people. He might do something strange for a piece of change that make me come back down.
He might say, man, remember when you was on the show and you was talking that shit and I said that I was gonna beat your ass and I want to fight you? What you doing up there? And I'm gonna be like, here I come.
Andes has made it clear that he wants to be the next big thing. And Crawford is the person who can help him reach that goal. To keep things interesting, Boots talks about Crawford even when he doesn't want to fight. He knows that saying he'll knock Crawford out and being angry over and over again gets his name in the news. On the other hand, Crawford's refusal to see him as a real opponent seems like an attempt to stay away from him. Fans see the younger fighter, who has never lost, going after the older winner. But the older winner says no.
So people don't understand. He can box and he's smart.
Yes.
He don't waste no punches, man.
So he won't waste that
punches.
energy.
And he really smart, man, when it comes to that boxing game. But it was me and I'm training him.
Yeah.
I would have him frustrating Canelo. What I would do with him.
Even though Crawford said bad things about Andy's, the fact that he has a resume similar to Crawford's at the same age has not changed. Some people might have told him to take off his training wheels while he was still on them. Only one thing was different. Crawford got the right push at the right time. His matchmakers put him in fights with people who looked like they were going to kill him. People in those fights were past their prime, but Boots doesn't have that same edge. He has the same skills and history, though. That's why Hearn wants him to take over for Crawford so badly. He sees the same path. But this time Boots is stronger and may do better than Crawford.
Who punches harder? Jaron Boots Ennis or Terence Bud Crawford? Jaron's shots seem to be more thumping and more like a whip where they come out kind of wider. Jaron also twists his whole body behind each shot, gets a lot of leverage. Terence Bud Crawford's shots seem to be shorter and he gets more of that shoulder snap.
It was easier for Andy's to get a fight after his fight with Canelo because everyone in boxing was asking if Crawford had made his name for good. But it's possible that the fight with Crawford will bring in the most money. And Boots will undo a lot of what Crawford has done if he wins the fight. First, you need to call him out.
What we know?
I know everything.
I don't know nothing. I'm trying to find out what I know. Enlighten me.
What you mean enlighten me? You fought Devin Easy and you could have fought me.
You jumped up out of my sanction body to go fight in the IBF. So what I know?
What you mean?
What you mean what I mean? Would you rank that in the WBA or not?
Yo, it don't even matter. Yo,
all right, catch up, little homie. Catch up, man. If it don't matter, catch up.
Yo, he picked.
But Boots has been called a hater because of what he said about Canelo losing to Terence Crawford. Brian Norman Sr., the trainer, was the only one who was honest. They asked him a simple question. They asked him about the show and what he did.
Is Crawford done been in the big stage against big fighters so many times. And also with age, he didn't beat up his body, so his age is actually good. He got the grown man strength. He not just grown man strength, but he built on top of that. Like look at him at 135. He was a little scrawny dude. He wasn't a big dude. Now look at him. He ripped up everything. He's strong. So sure. I feel like he got everything. All this.
He told Mill City Boxing that wasn't the end of it.
Right now in my career, a lot of people like boost this, boost that, boost this. You know, fighting Boots is a lose-lose situation. You know, I win, they're gonna say, oh well, he was young, he wasn't ready. You know, he was talented, he was skillful, but you got the experience over him. You got, you know, so much.
For Terence Bud Crawford?
For a fight, yes. You know, just because I know where his skill level's at. And it's about skill in there. You know what I'm saying? It's not always about who's the biggest puncher. Sometimes it's about just, you know, having the skill and the ring generalship in there. So I do think he's ready to step in there with the best of the best. It's just...
Before the fight, Andy stood up for Canelo, and even after Crawford won, he wouldn't give up because it looked so cold. It's boxing, Andy said in one word, has been played over and over again. Other fighters and coaches thought Crawford's win was historic, and that Andis's refusal to praise him was because he was jealous. Norman didn't think that telling Boots that Crawford did a great job took away from how well he did himself. However, Boots decided to be rude and loud instead. Norman thinks that's hateful instead of honest. Ennis, on the other hand, handled the problem in a way that was typical of him. He wasn't going to lie and say he didn't think the fight was big.